So I finally picked up the new Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Hydrating Concealer. That is such a long name. And I got mine in the shade 11 Light Neutral. I really love the packaging. I think this is like a frosted glass. Let's put this to the test. If you're wondering what I'm wearing on my eyes, this is the Mcgrath Subliminal 1 palette. I've just used the darker browns right here and this on top of my eyelid, and then we're gonna finish the rest of the eye once we're done with the concealer with this palette and do the bottom lash line. A little bit about this concealer. It is $43.50 Canadian, and I'll make sure to link to put the price in US here on the screen as well. It comes into 31 shades. It has a natural finish. It's good for acne, for blemishes, hydrating, also good for dark circles. It's supposed to be a lightweight, long-wearing concealer that blurs, depuffs, brightens, and conceals with a medium buildable coverage. So it has niacinamide, which helps with the brightening underneath your eye. It has hyaluronic acid, which helps with the hydration. And it has fermented arnica, which helps with reducing the redness underneath your eyes. So let's put this to the test. I have nothing on my face right now, so we're gonna go ahead and put a foundation. And this is by Shiseido. This is the newest foundation I have in my collection. It's very serum-like, and I just have been wearing it a lot. I don't have primer. All I have is my sunscreen. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my Rare Beauty brush. And I'm excited. This concealer is made in Korea. I was debating to get this one or the Tower 28 one. I wanted both. The pricing would be up there if I were to get both. So I'm not going to get too close to underneath my eyes so that we can test this concealer. I'm not going to do a wear test. Don't really like to do wear tests with concealers. You know, they all kind of are the same. It's just that when you wear a concealer, what I'm looking for is I don't want it to kind of crease right away. I don't want it to look heavy underneath my eyes. I have more mature skin. I have dry skin. So I'm looking for that. But if throughout the day it eventually settles into those fine lines, I'm totally fine with it because it's just normal. There's no perfect concealer out there that doesn't do that. If you do have some lines underneath your eyes and also here the forehead. So let's move on to this concealer. I love the frosted glass, and I'm gonna make sure to also compare it to some of my other concealers so you guys can see. The doe foot applicator is quite thick, and what I've noticed is that when I try to push it back into here, I really hope you guys can see this. You see how bendable this is? And I don't like that because I'm afraid it's gonna break. Okay, so what I mean is that this petal right here is very bendable. You see this? And I'm afraid when I push it in, it's going to break because the hole is quite tight. Let me show you how the swatch looks. Looks very, very thick. Yes, I really don't like the doe foot applicator. I'm really scared. So this is 11 Neutral. It doesn't feel serum-like. It feels very thick and creamy. So we'll see how that works. But let me compare it to the Lancome. And this is in the shade Bis W. So this one has a big doe foot applicator but has a lot of space. So the Lancome seems a little bit more serum-like when I apply it to the hand. Then the next one is, let's try LYS, and this is in the shade LN6. Yeah, this feels more hydrating and more on the pink side. Again, the doe foot applicator on this, be careful when you put it back in. Which one? Let's try Makeup by Mario. This is the newest one in my collection. This is in the shade 140. Oh yeah, this is quite light, you can see. So probably with the Haus Labs, I can even spot conceal. And I'm gonna try the Born This Way Ethereal Light Illuminating Smoothing Concealer, and mine is in the shade Vanilla Wafer. So I can give you an idea on this one, because this is one of my favorite concealers. It's really, really underrated. Okay, so here they are. They're totally different shades. So we have the Haus Labs, then we have the Lancome, LYS, Mario, and Too Faced. So let's blend. So they all look nice. This looks quite dark. I tried it in store and it looked like a perfect shade compared to the other ones. Again, it comes into 31 shades, so there's lots to choose from. But yeah, let's get started and see how it looks on the face. So hopefully that kind of helped you understand the shade and the consistency. Oh, I really hope this doesn't break on me. So I'm gonna use in the inner corner. Wow, it's quite thick. I'm scared. Let's use some here and some on the forehead. And then I'm gonna do a little bit on the outer corner right there. So again, be careful when you put it in. I really am hoping it's not gonna break. Okay, so I'm gonna use my Rare Beauty concealer brush and see how this concealer blends, and if that thickness is going to cause any type of dryness or settling in the fine line. So I'm going to bring you in. So I'm going to start blending the outer corners. I'm going to use a sponge as well on the chin and forehead, so we'll see how it blends with a sponge. So it's supposed to be good for dark circles, eliminates redness. I don't know, let's see. It does look a little bit, this shade, more yellow. So it's not as brightening because the shade is kind of matching my skin tone. But yeah, here it is underneath the eye. And then we forgot to put some on the nose. Let's put some on the nose as well. It does look really nice. Oh, I'm really scared. It does look really nice, and it actually provides a medium coverage. It feels lightweight. I don't feel any heaviness underneath my eye. And let's blend the rest with the sponge on the forehead. So you can see right away how it provided a little bit more coverage than what I had before. It looks really nice on the forehead too. So right here you can see that it did cover the redness, and you can still see the pimple because it's quite big. But I'm just gonna stop here, and I want to show you the difference between underneath this eye and this eye. I'm actually loving it. So let me zoom you in. Okay, so you can see that obviously it's not a bright shade because I didn't choose a super bright shade, but I think it's just perfect matching my skin color because I can use it like a spot conceal and not use a foundation on certain days that I don't want to wear too much makeup. But I am actually loving it. I was really worried because when I swatched it, it seemed quite heavy and quite thick, not as serum-like. But you can see how nice it just covered the under eye. And then you can see this eye that has no concealer, that you can still see the lines, and it's not as perfected as this one. So I'll stop moving so you guys can see better. So when I laugh or smile, you can see my fine lines. It's not settling in there at all. Looks really nice. And let's go ahead and now blend this side. I'm gonna start with the brush. Usually I don't wear as much concealer as I put right now underneath my eyes. But when I do reviews on concealers, I usually put as much as someone puts in the spots where the concealer goes. So it all depends on your skin, on your age, you don't want to, if you're older, ouch, if you're older or have more aging skin underneath the eyes, I suggest not to put too much product, because then you are going to set up for disaster by having cakey and making the under eyes look more older than they appear. Okay, so you know what? I didn't think I would like it as much as I do like it. So let's spot conceal those spots. Put some here as well. Too bad that doe foot applicator is so wobbly, and as long as it doesn't break. What do you guys think? Did you pick this concealer up? I wasn't going to, but I did, and I am loving it. There's something about this concealer that I'm loving a lot. It does, like, it's a medium buildable coverage. So you can see that this is definitely medium coverage, what I have underneath the eyes right now. And there's no settling. Like, you can see how beautiful it looks. I'm sure it will eventually settle, and what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna put any powder underneath my eyes, because I really don't like to wear powder underneath my eyes. Okay, so let's go ahead, let this concealer sit and finish the rest of the face and eyes, and then we're gonna do a check-in and see how it looks. And I'll make sure to pop in like a video in natural light to see how this concealer looks outdoors as well. Okay, so for bronzer, I chose my Fenty bronzer, and this is in the shade Sun Stalk'r. And I'm just gonna use my MAC 143 Fan brush and bronze the face. And let this concealer sit and see how it will eventually look when we're done with the rest of the face. But it doesn't feel heavy at all, I can tell you that. For the amount of coverage it provides, it does feel very lightweight. And even though I chose a shade that actually matches my skin color, it feels like it does provide a certain amount of brightening effect underneath the eye. It makes the eye look not as, like the under eye area, not as tired. And it does depuff, so it doesn't look puffy. It makes the under eye area look very awakened from what I've noticed. It does have a natural finish too. So it's not too glowy, it's not too drying. It's promising. Very similar to my Born This Way Too Faced. I can tell you that concealer, it never disappoints. And what do you guys think of this Shiseido foundation? I do have a review on my channel with a lot, like a 10-hour wear test and a lot of check-ins for you guys to see, because it is a more expensive foundation and I want you to see before you buy if it's worth the money. But this bronzer, it's so pretty. Okay, for blush, I'm gonna use my Patrick Ta in the shade She's So LA, so nice and brown. And I'm gonna use my Makeup by Mario F2 brush. Ooh, this is so pigmented. I'm gonna stay away from underneath the eye area. So I'm just gonna use powder products today on the face. And then for powder, I'm gonna use my Makeup Forever HD setting powder in the shade 1 Vanille. I haven't used this one in a while. And I'm gonna use a BK Beauty 113 brush and just powder this area here. So I'm gonna go close to the eye but not underneath the eye. So I'm just gonna go around where I put the blush and bronzer. So a little bit on the forehead, and we do have concealer here, so let's see if that affects the concealer. Wow, this looks flawless. I'm loving how this concealer looks. Now let's finish the under eye area now, and I'm gonna use the Mcgrath Subliminal 1 palette, and I think I'm gonna use the dark shade. So I'm gonna go into this black right here and just darken the under eye area here. I felt like a smoky dark look today. Hopefully I'm not gonna have any fallout now. I am so happy how this eye look turned out too. Okay, so quickly, mascara. What did I use for mascara? Oh, I've used my Bare Minerals Strength and Length Mascara. I have a mini. So let's quickly apply this and then we're gonna get back to the concealer. Look how flawless. I don't have any filters on my camera. I don't even know how to put a filter on my camera, so keep that in mind. Now look how flawless the under eye area looks. Isn't it pretty? And I did put powder, so I don't powder underneath the eyes. I did put powder everywhere in the middle and on the outskirts right here. And I do have concealer here too. And you can see that there's absolutely no dryness at all. There's also not very, it doesn't look as hydrating as it actually feels on the skin. So it feels very hydrating, blurring, lightweight, very natural at the same time, but medium coverage, which is very interesting how it's lightweight but medium coverage. I actually am loving it. When I swatched it, the swatches don't look as good as when you actually apply it on your skin. Now let me see here. So you can't, obviously there's a little bit, you can't really see, like if you have to look with a microscope to see in the lines a little bit, but that happens when I apply foundation as well. But what I'm loving is that even though I did apply powder, it's non-drying, right? So like I said, every concealer will eventually crease by the end of the night. I mean, not crease, it will settle in the fine lines. But let me give you an example. I wore my Pat McGrath yesterday concealer, and right after I wore it, I combined it with a Bare Minerals powder. So I don't know if it's the powder or the concealer. Right away, it was like very harsh in my fine lines. It looked really cakey and really bad. This looks really pretty. Okay, so I am on my vlogging camera right now, and I know the vlogging camera has like a face beauty filter on, which was on low. However, I took it completely off, and you guys can see how this concealer looks like really, really up close, because I'm able to bring this camera really up close. But I'm gonna take you outside next and then show you how it looks in natural light. So let's go. Okay, here we are outside. It's windy, it's cold, and this is what it looks like in natural light. You guys see me? I really, really hope that you can see me. Let me see where I can sit, because it's hard to see on the viewfinder. So, this concealer looks so nice on the eyes. Let's see. Maybe I should go in the sun. Let's go in the sunlight. Ooh, looks really nice. Okay, so let's go back in the sun. Our sunny spot right here. Okay, so I'm gonna sit this way here. So here it is from this angle. Looks really nice, right? Then here it is when the sun hits it. So again, there's no beauty filter on this camera. I really hope you guys can see it. Looks very nice and natural and lightweight, and it hasn't caked yet. So yeah, I'm really loving it. Okay, so we are back in my beauty studio / bedroom. I hope you guys really liked it, how it looked outside. It's very hard to tell in the viewfinder, and it was very windy as well, but yeah, I'm happy with it. And there's Kona. Now say hi. Yeah, so I wasn't gonna do a check-in, but it's been probably about 5 hours since I've been wearing this concealer, and I'm obsessed with it. It just looks better and better by the time goes by. I'm in front of the window. I'm actually in my son's room because he has a nice big window, and I wanted to show you how beautiful even this Shiseido foundation that I've already worn, but this concealer looks under my eyes, forehead. You see the hydration, but you don't see the dryness, you don't see the settling in the fine lines. I think it looks really, really pretty, and I'm just loving it. I think it's just perfect for any type of under eye, whether you have any type of lines or dryness, or more normal or oily skin. I think that this concealer would look great on anyone. It's just, I don't know, it just feels so beautiful, and it looks so nice on the skin. Very lightweight, non-drying. I just love it. So I thought I should just pop in and tell you how much I'm actually loving it. So like I said, I wasn't going to do a check-in, but I have to show you how beautiful it looks. Okay, so I went ahead and I applied my Tower 28 lip jelly in the shade Wild. Love this one. It's so quick and so fast. But is this concealer really worth $43? Okay, I think that the only negative thing about this concealer is the actual price, because $43 is as much, even more, than a foundation. So I don't think it's worth $43. However, it does everything it's supposed to do and more. It's great for mature skin, dry skin, anything you want. It's just good. I don't see anything wrong with this concealer, but the only thing that's wrong with it is the price. I think it's too much, $43. However, I did pick it up because I wanted to try it out for you guys. Made in Korea, it has great skin ingredients. So the only reason why I went for this one and not Tower 28, it's because it has more skin benefits, like beneficial skin ingredients for your under eye. And that's what I'm looking for in a concealer as well, not just something to brighten or conceal. I want some good skin ingredients in it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's it for me today. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.